A second, a gardener planting seeds of truth only to have someone sneak in at night and pour poison over the soil. No matter how hard the gardener works, the poison takes root, spreading confusion and killing what could have been and what could have grown. This is what anti-cult organizations have been doing to Alatra for over a decade, spreading lies, misinformation, simply to destroy the movement from the inside out. So, Alatra began when scientists started studying the harsh realities of the climate crisis and speaking out about it. Our community responded by creating books, videos, discussions to explore the nature of humanity, religion, and global knowledge. But this open, collective effort became a target of anti-cult organizations, threatened by the potential unity Alatra represented. They launched a campaign to discredit us. They cherry-picked information and crafted straw man arguments to persuade the public and the general consciousness of people against us. Take, for instance, Wikipedia. There was a Wikipedia page. To many, it became the definitive truth about us, without realizing that it was paid for. And those efforts were simply to paint us in a negative light. Trolls and bots quickly followed, spreading even more misinformation. But why is Alatra seen as such a threat? Because we believe in God's love for humanity, the freedom of choice, and the urgency of addressing the climate crisis. Despite these attacks, no one in Alatra has broken any laws. Yet critics falsely accuse Igor of being a leader or even the founder. In reality, Alatra has no hierarchical structure whatsoever. Simply put, if you are willing to take responsibility for an idea and project, you collectively discuss that idea and project, and if others are interested in the same thing, then you implement it together. This demonstrates just how easily language and ignorance can be used to weaponize or even demonize a movement. So look, for years, false articles have been circulated claiming that Alatra is tied to Russia, the US, and Ukraine even. In truth, we are part of none of these nations. Even when clear evidence surfaced showing the Russian Orthodox Church and anti-cult groups unjustly imprisoning my friends, the world remained silent. And it reminded me of how propaganda was used in Germany during World War II and how it stirred hatred and divided people. I once believed such manipulation could never happen again, actually, but now I'm not so sure at all. During these misinformation campaigns, anti-cult organizations painted Alatra as a pro-Putin sect based in Ukraine. Crazy. Ironically, these same groups had previously accused us of being anti-Semitic, pro-Putin, pro-Ukrainian, and pro-American, all contradictory narratives meant to confuse the public. Yet no one seemed to care that people were losing their jobs or that in Russia the FSB was collaborating with the Orthodox Church and the Deveyevo Brotherhood to forcibly remove Alatra participants from their homes, imprison them even, without cause, and even taking their children. It's disturbing how far these groups will go, actually. Recently, over 130 articles were published, publicly shaming our participants and even calling for violence against them. Yet, as you can see, public opinion can be easily swayed with enough money and sold-out journalists, as it has been for centuries. There's also confusion about the Creative Society, a separate initiative started by volunteers after Alatra. The Creative Society was born out of the desire for a positive social change, where governments and our social structures as a whole prioritize human life above everything and all else. This led to the development of the 8 foundations that guide the project. The Creative Society continues to raise awareness about climate change, pollution, and disruptions to our natural systems. Yet despite our best efforts, anti-cult organizations persist in persecuting us. Both Alatra and the Creative Society consist of members from across the globe of all different nationalities, ethnicities, religious beliefs, understanding ideologies, and all bringing unique talents and perspectives. We remain dedicated to spreading knowledge and truth, but it's clear we must stand up against this ongoing campaign of misinformation. Now is the time to clear your conscience and stand up before it's too late. Ignoring the truth only strengthens individuals, autocracies, totalitarian regimes who spread lies. Simply put, to learn more about all the information and what's going on, you can go to actfiles.org. Learn the facts and help us challenge these false narratives before they become too deeply rooted to uproot. Together, we can push back and protect what really matters. Now, continuing the topic of ACM, ROC, and Russian-fueled propaganda machines, right now the US sheds light on the actions of misinformation campaigns that are taking place. Take a look at what GEC says. You see, these informational terrorists have an extensive network and are such a criminal organization. Their actions led to the war in Ukraine and currently undermine democracy worldwide. You may wonder about those 130 plus shitposting articles that were presented when this journalist came right there. Well, when her actions received the spotlight, a threat was presented of prosecution. It would have unraveled their large network that is currently unknown.